State is really taking advantage of that 5-hole on Fauché these last couple of days. Garcia point, feeds it down low. Banks off the end boards. Mackay, who just had the assist, gets to it. Butsy also had an assist as well on the goal. Ravens have it back right to left. Deflects off the skate of Reese Diener. Penn State recollects around center ice. Back onto the end. And it's cycled back. Penn State retreats. Julie Goff had a stretch last year where she scored goals in 7 consecutive games, which only tied a program record. Would think that that would probably break the record, but has happened before at Penn State, and included in that 7-game goal streak was also a hat trick that she picked up against RIT in mid-February last year. So it's always nice to see Goff back on the scorer sheet.
Yeah, been a bit of a quiet start to the year thus far, but it's kind of been that sense for the Nittany Lions as a whole. But great to see, as you mentioned, her back on the sheet, having a great start.
Gangarosa. Shot on net, Christian. That's patted aside. Excellent save, Fauché. Leah Stecker behind the goal. Nifty move. Back to the dasher. Sent to the point. D to D. Uline. Uline walks. Center point, Gangarosa. Stops on a dime. Cycles back along the line. Uline again. Blocked out in front. Excellent play on the Franklin Pierce end. Getting a skate on it was Ava Kisan. Uline retreats into her own end. Penn State outlets it along the board. Stecker tries to get to it. Franklin Pierce pokes it back. They were offsides, had to touch up. That allows Penn State to retreat back behind the goal and funnel it forward. Penn State, another bad turnover. Here's Kisan, far circle, dances on in, goes high over the shoulder, but a bit too high. Hits off the glass and cycles back to the near boards. Down low to the corner behind the cage. Gangarosa collects, pokes it over, far corner, over to Maddie Christian. Christian, along the dasher. Penn State really in trouble now, deep in its own zone. Excellent pressure by Franklin Pierce. They force a turnover. Left off behind, Mackenzie Rich up to Jenna Ruiz, also jabbing at it. Joining in on the party is Emily Prive. Forced on forward by Bonifacio, makes its way to the far side of the ice where Prive collects. Loose out in front again, an excellent stop by Disa. Into the corner behind the cage, Mallory Uline. Button hooks are at the CHA logo, and Penn State will funnel it off the boards, up to Stecker. Stecker, speed in space, left wing, takes it on in. Dangles down low, has it poked aside by Bonifacio. Low battle for the puck in the corner. Stecker goes down. Penn State still has it. Caitlin Roberts up to Butsy. Rainbows a puck in deep. Penn State, though, goes for a defensive change. Roberts behind the cage, joined by Stecker. They poke at it. Over to the far corner, Machado back to the point, walking the line. Now it's Heminger, walks on in, deflected in front, misses just wide of the cage. Machado, far boards, taken down low. Vazlet at the circle, dangles around a defender, remains loose in front of the goal. Machado tries to poke at it. Now it comes loose, goal line extended. Vazlet cycles down low. Had a couple players jabbing at her, back to Machado. Penn State able to reset. Taken down low, loose in front, just behind Vazlet was the pass. Franklin Pierce tries to clear, that they do. Heminger being pestered by behind from Casey. They battle along the boards. Heminger brings it forward, funnels towards center, misses everybody, turned on over, and Kelly has it, so retreat. Penn State goes for a 5-player change. Poked aside, Zanin. She's already got 2 today. 2-on-1 for Penn State. Zanin dekes on in, over the far side, shooting just over the net was Courtney Correa. Almost an excellent setup from Zanin to Correa, and now Penn State has to retreat. Lobdell in her own end. Penn State with space. Come back left to right. Correa brings it across. Chipped on forward. Zanin trying to win the race to the back line. Getting there first is Ross. Now Penn State still has it. Zanin behind the cage. Looking for her first career hat trick. Had 2 in the first period. Back to the point, Lobdell. Moves it over to Garcia. Into the slot. Off the skate, Correa. Taken down low to the corner. They battle. Garcia. Defender pinching in deep. Circles back to the other corner. Wallin resets to the blue line. Thrown in behind the goal. No one home for Penn State. Into the corner. Getting there first is Cassidy Jones. Couple players battle at it. Kelly, Wallin in there as well. And finally, Franklin clears the zone. Penn State certainly knocking on the door. Top line stays out. Wallin quarterbacks the rush. Right wing. Fires it on net. It was deflected. Hits off the glass. Goes behind the cage. Correa gets to it first. Gets it to Garcia. Garcia, handoff Wallin. Wallin stands, comes loose, top of the slot, out of the zone. Penn State retreats. Mackay in her own end struggles to get a slithering puck on her stick. Penn State has it back. Next line out. Lexi Biddier gains the Franklin Pierce end. Leaves it off behind Mallory Uline. Takes it down low to the corner. Button hooks there. Breaks the ankles of a defender. Back to the point, Tessa Janicki. She's got one today. Uline space. Fires on net right of the cage. Another drive from an odd angle from Janicki. And somehow Suzette Fauché is able to sprawl and cover it up.
Not enough can be said about the fact that 26 shots from the Lions thus far, 22 saves. You see this one again. Fauché, well, that was the replay of the goal, but Fauché today has been on point at times. Obviously, 4 goals let up, but you have to take a second look and go, wow.
Janicki won the draw, but here comes Franklin Pierce. Far side, dancing on in, centering out in front, shot on net. Excellent save, Disa. The shot came from Keeson. Disa has been challenged a couple of times today, and she stood tall each time. Puck into the slot. Penn State collects. Uline. She's been on the ice for a while. Janicki, 3-on-2 Penn State. Right wing, it's Lexi Biddier. Button hooks at the dasher. Throws it down low, Janicki. Loose out in front. Mackay a drive, and once again an excellent save from Fauché. Mackay was looking for her second goal of the series, but Fauché denies her.
Back-to-back fantastic defensive play here. The first one coming from Dessa, but then what a save from Fauché. I mean, great job on both ends. Seeing these 2 goalies, the junior and the freshman, putting on clinics on both ends right there, Jake.
Penn State outshooting Franklin Pierce 28-8. It's hard to pin a lot of the goals on Fauché, especially when you consider how good she's been. That won't be icing. They win the race to the back line. Franklin Pierce does. Puck pinned in the corner. Couple of players battling for it. They move it back to Ruiz at the point. Still jarring at it. Heminger has it in him deep. Pinballing puck. They excavate out of the zone up to Roberts. Roberts left wing. Dancing on in. Reinforcements joining at the far circle. Machado. Machado button hooks. Up to the top of the slot. Heminger a drive. Off the post. How did that not go in? Still loose outside of the welcome mat. And Fauché dives on it again. Pandemonium at Pagula, but Penn State can't find the back of the net quite yet, and that will send us to a timeout. Ooh, catch your breath, hold on to your seats. Penn State certainly showing a lot now. We'll step aside for a moment. 4-1 the score on Big Ten Plus.